Hello, everyone. My name is Wasan Issa, and I will be doing my presentation on the North Carolina Youth Violence Prevention Center. Before I start off, I would like to extend my gratitude, and I would like to say thank you to Margaret, Caroline, and the SECU Foundation for providing me with this opportunity to learn about rural communities and the NGOs that occupy them. So, little slide about me. I am graduating in 2024, hopefully. I am currently majoring in global studies with a focus on global health and environment and area focus of the Middle East. My current placement site for the internship is the North Carolina Youth Violence Prevention Center that is located in Robeson County. So why the SECU Public Fellows Internship? I really wanted to do public health work this summer, and I wanted to do work where I would be directly involved with the community, and I would be providing direct service, and I wanted to make an impact somewhere, whether that be a small or large impact. I just wanted to have an impactful summer. So I was scrolling the CCPS website and I stumbled upon the SECU Public Fellows Internship. And I was blown away by how many placement sites they had. And it was honestly a tough decision to try to pick my top three, but one of the main reasons why I picked the North Carolina Youth Violence Prevention Center is because I have worked with troubled youth before. I've worked with at-risk youth, and it was something that I thoroughly enjoyed and found passion in. And I thought it would be amazing to be able to do that again. So a little bit about the North Carolina Youth Violence Prevention Center. It was formerly known as the North Carolina Center for Excellence in Youth Violence Prevention, or NCACE for short. And it started as a $6.5 million federal grant project. And this funding was awarded to UNC-Chapel Hill researchers, and their goal was to reduce youth violence, specifically in Robeson County, because at the time this had been seen as one of the most violent counties, and it's one of the most ethnically diverse counties in the state. And so their mission statement here is the North Carolina Youth Violence Prevention Center supports the needs of youth and families by providing a seamless continuum of services to prevent future violence, supports victims, and promote resiliency in coping with life stressors. Their vision statement is that they support youth, families, and communities in creating a violence-free future. And something that I appreciate about this organization is that it's multifaceted. They understand that youth violence does not stem from one conflict. It's an array of issues that have to be tackled. And so they have an array of programs to counter that. And some of those programs that they do have include Parenting Wisely. Now, Parenting Wisely is a program that mainly deals with creating better communication between parents and their children. So some of the things that they offer, some of the activities that they do is they'll play video scenarios, and at the end of each scene, they'll let the parents and the kids decide what should happen or how the conflict should be solved. And so what this does is it gets the parents and the kids to notice these conflicts and to teaches them how to properly deal with them. Another program that they have is the Richmond County Teen Court. So Teen Court is, as it sounds, it's a mini court, I guess more for teens. And what this program focuses on is finding alternative pathways to empower youth and to help them avoid further involvement in judicial processes. And they do this by diverting those youth to community service. So they will have court trials where the jury, the attorneys, everybody is youth in the area, like everybody participating in those positions are teens or younger. And you are judged by your peers in this situation. But instead of having a harsh judicial punishment, you are sent to better yourself through community service. And after that, your record is cleaned. Another program that they have that I got to work with this summer and love greatly is the Victim Education and Empowerment Project, or VEEP for short. And so VEEP, their program mainly addresses victims of school-related crimes like bullying, teen dating, violence, child abuse, domestic violence, sexual assault, just an array of issues. And they understand that most of these victims are people that live in poor, rural, ethnically diverse communities, marginalized communities, and they try to provide them with access to support and services. Some of the things they do is virtual paint parties, SECU programs. They try very hard to connect with the community and are very focused on self-expression and counseling efforts. The program that I very, very closely worked with this summer and helped assist is the Colors of Life program. Now, this is a partner to the North Carolina Youth Violence Prevention Center. This NGO was started by this gentleman here, Mr. Leon Burden, who decided to start this organization because of all the violence that he grew up around in Robeson County. He was a part of gang violence, and he was a part of the criminal activity that was happening in the area. And he ended up being punished for it. He ended up going to federal prison. And when he came out, he decided that he wanted to do something with all the knowledge he had, and he wanted to make positive change. And not only that, he wanted to do it within his community. And so he started Colors of Life. And Colors of Life, their focus is on gang violence prevention. So what Mr. Leon does is he holds sessions with kids, or he'll hold camps, summer-long camps, where he teaches kids about local gangs in their areas, and he teaches them gang signs and all of these things that they see around them but might not fully understand yet. And what he does is he shows them how that life is not for them, and how that life can bring them down, and what they should do, how they can be better when they're involved in those types of gang violence. So he hosts a summer camp every year, and that's where I mainly worked this entire summer. So these campers are referred to the camp by local teen court services, parents and community members, just whoever would like to come. Mr. Leon is very welcoming about the people that come into his camp, and he doesn't mind who would like to join. He just would like to spread the knowledge, and we would like to prevent further violence among the youth in the area. And well, this presentation will have a lot of photos, just because I really enjoyed taking pictures with the kids, and really enjoyed seeing them smile and have fun at the camp. And this is one of the kids I worked with closely, and his name is Emery. And one of the things we worked on together at the camp was helping him be more outspoken. He wanted to say how he felt and not really get flustered every time he wanted to speak up, which he's been doing really great with. This is Eden. She's very artistic, very creative. I enjoyed a lot of the creations she made at camp. This is Rhea and Kamari. They're siblings, always together, and I don't think there's been a day where I've come to camp and they weren't here. They're always here. And my main duty at this camp was to educate these kids, and specifically with the core curriculum. So core, or the core project, stands for Creating Our Reality. And what the project is a 7 to 16 week positive youth development curriculum. And it was first used in the Robeson County Teen Court, and later within certain school systems. So the project or the curriculum has a range of lessons that include bullying, self-esteem, vulnerability, empowerment, personality, overcoming fear, just a lot of positive emotional development lessons that can be implemented with these kids. And the goal of this curriculum is to help these youth understand their past behaviors, their current behaviors, and to help them build self-esteem, confidence, and to use that knowledge that they learn in the core curriculum within their daily lives. And so coming into the camp and having this huge binder with this 16-week curriculum was difficult, especially because the curriculum that I was given, or the core curriculum that I received, was meant for older kids. I had a range of ages from 5 to 13. This curriculum is meant more for like 13 and up. So it was a little hard implementing some of these lessons into the camp. But after a while, I had taken my own course with this curriculum, and I took the themes that the curriculum provided, and I created my own lessons out of that. And so this helped me start a new project with the organization, and I am working on creating a whole curriculum for the Colors of Life camp that is meant for a range of ages. And hopefully it goes well. Another activity that we had with the kids was the SEED activities, and this was hosted by VEEP. So VEEP hosted a lot of activities for the camp, and one of the things was the SEED activity, and SEED is an interactive theater activity. So the kids get to decide on what social issue they would like to tackle that day, or what social issue interests them, and then what they end up doing is they create their own scenes, they create their own story, and they create their own characters, and they act it out. And the director helps the youth understand these social issues by asking them questions on how certain things should be handled, or why they're acting a certain way. We got to do a lot of these theater activities with the kids, which they seem to enjoy and seem to really take a lot from. My favorite event that we would hold throughout the entire camp by far is the virtual paint parties. So we would have we would go into a different building. VEEP would bring all of the paint supplies, all of the canvases, paintbrushes, everything that the kids needed to paint, and they would set up a screen with an artist on a Zoom call, and she would play music for them and pick a theme for the day and help them paint whatever she's painting, or motivate them to paint whatever they choose to paint. So this is very self-expressive and very like up to the youth's own imagination. And a lot of us managing these parties, what we would do is just motivate them, enjoy all of their art, because art is very subjective, and we wanted them to be able to express themselves freely without having to worry about messing up or anything like that. So this most of the upcoming slides will be pictures that I took throughout the paint parties. This is Iman. She got her hands a little dirty, but that was every paint party, is how we had fun. And then we did have some genuinely artistic and talented kids at these paint parties, and some of them had never known it because they didn't paint until now. And this was one of the paintings where the young girl had mentioned that this was the first time she's ever painted this, and she did an amazing job. This is more pictures of the paint and all of the colors, these beautiful photos. I had a lot of pictures. I really loved all of them. So with my time at this internship, I really felt like I made an impression on these kids, and it was a very positive one. The approach that I chose to educating these kids and to connecting with them was entirely positive. So I tried a entirely positive approach with positive punishment and things like that, not really yelling at them in any sort of way. And they were very receptive. And I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed my time here and my time with these kids. And I've enjoyed the connections I've developed with them and with the people who were also helping me with my curriculum and helping me teach these kids. And some of the skills that I have acquired being at this organization and being at this internship was communication skills. I've learned that in a nonprofit, you have to communicate, or things can get a little sloppy and disorganized. I've learned to always send emails, text messages, whatever I have to, like always communicate. If there's something I needed, there was something I wanted to know, just keep communicating. And if they haven't gotten back to me, let them know again. Which came to be very helpful because everybody was always preoccupied and busy. And so sometimes it was difficult trying to get a word in or trying to receive information from somebody. But I've just learned to keep communicating, and the best way to get everything that I needed and to give the organization everything that they needed. I've learned to build relationships. I have developed some amazing relationships with the people that work here. I've been able to network very well. I've learned about many of the politicians in this county, and I will be meeting some of them soon. And I've also learned to build relationships with the people in my organization. And that helps because they're very resourceful. They all know different people. They know how to work around certain things. And whenever I needed something and the organization might not have had the resources for it, it was easy to go to Leon or to go to Coach and just ask and see if they knew. And these people were very resourceful and very helpful, and always knew how to get around these barriers of a lack of resources or no funding or anything like that. And I've also learned how community organizing. I've learned how to organize communities together. One thing I'm working on currently, my internship isn't over yet, but is organizing a graduation for the kids. So at the moment, Leon and I are working together to bring in local politicians, bring in people from all of these different programs that have come in and helped us, bring in media sources to come to this graduation and to congratulate these kids and to spotlight what an amazing campus can be for so many people, especially in an area where there aren't many parks, there aren't many areas, places for these kids to play. And a lot of them had expressed to me that they really enjoyed coming to camp, and it was one of the most fun things that they could have done this summer. And I've learned to organize more of these events throughout the summer within the organization, learn to communicate with these people and to talk with people in the community directly, because I even though I'm an outsider coming in and I have knowledge of rural communities, every community is different, and this is something that I've learned that it's hard to organize anything within a community if you don't have the knowledge to do so, if you don't have the connections with these people that have lived here their entire lives. And lastly, I wanted to thank everybody again for such a great opportunity. The Carolina Center for Public Service, of course, Carolyn and Margaret and all of the guest speakers that they brought in, and State Employees Credit Union for making this opportunity possible for me. And I would also like to thank the organization that I've worked with for opening my eyes on how difficult it can be to run an NGO and how you need a dedicated group of people to provide all of these amazing programs for the community.